Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. I see we've got quite a lot of people in here today. 43 people is what I've got saying, but don't be scared, Joris. It's okay.
Ooh.
So thanks for joining us today. We've got another portfolio review session. This time I've brought Joris in, one of our wonderful art directors, and I'd like to just get him to do a little introduction of who he is, what it is that he does at Mooncolony, and then we'll get right into it.
All right, cool. So hey, I'm Joris Dewolf. I'm a Belgian artist and one of the art directors here at Mooncolony, and I joined the studio about a year ago, I guess. And what I do, I have no idea what I do. I just do random stuff every day. Most of the time, that's reviewing artwork from all the amazing artists we have, and making sure that everyone delivers on time. And that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, the life of an art director.
Drinking mojitos all day long, smoking cigars. That's
oh
what
yeah,
I do.
yeah.
I wish.
Cool. So let's jump straight into it. So I think the first one that you've got on your screen right now is Errol Matita, and if you're in the chat, say hi, and feel free as we go along to ask any questions. I'm sure we'll probably be asking you some as well. So,
all right. Is Errol here? Yeah. By the way, if I pronounce names wrong, I'm terrible with names, so please don't take it personal. But
Oh.
And so many cool. And thanks everyone for sharing all the cool portfolios.
Yeah.
I wish I had the time to review them all.
Yeah.
But we've got many more upcomings.
Yeah, we'll definitely do more in the future. So if you didn't get reviews today, then submit again next time and try again. Yes, Errol is here, so
awesome, cool.
I'll post their portfolio in the chat for everyone else to see. And let's get started.
Yeah, cool. All right. So first of all, amazing, very impressive portfolio. So let's see. You were hoping to get bigger projects as an environment illustrator and concept artist. Mm-hmm. And from what I understood, it's like you hope to get more stylized environment projects, and then eventually to start working with studios such as Riot Games. Cool. I think you are already on a very good way towards that. So I'll try to give you some little tips that maybe could help you get there faster or get those gigs faster. Let's start off with the first thing that, for example, a recruiter or an art director like me would look at. And the first thing that we would look at is the main page. So we have to make sure that this is looking super sexy in a way, because you're selling your own artwork and yourself as an artist as well with this one. The first thing that I really liked is that you're showing your beautiful picture here, so that gives us a better idea of how you look like. So that's a cool thing. I really like that you're using some cool artwork here as a cover image, but don't forget to update these. So if the image is becoming too old, I suggest to use a newer work from you. Keep it up to date all the time. I see that you're using your real name, hopefully. That's super awesome. So that we know if we want to write an email to you, that we address you with the correct name. And the title, Environment Concept Artist. I wouldn't be shy and also add background artist, because I noticed the majority of your work are beautiful backgrounds. Although you've got some concept art there as well. So maybe mention both. And then the other thing that we will look at is all the thumbnails. Basically, these are all the book covers of your personal projects or professional projects. What I like here is that everything looks kind of consistent. I really like where you place the title of the project. We also picked very interesting compositions for these little thumbnails here. The placement of those and the size of those are more or less consistent, so that's super great. I see you're a supporter of no AI. Cool. So I know that you're not using AI. That's cool. And yeah, awesome overall, very, very cool. Yeah.
I like I like all of the logos as well. That all of your projects are like, it's easy to know what piece is part of what project.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
exactly.
You can always put those into folders, right?
All right, cool. Yeah, true. Oh, yeah, you can create different folders as well. I suggest that once you start having a lot of work, like for example, if you go to our art station here, yeah, we've got loads of projects. So to keep everything organized, and it's also easier for our clients to search for certain projects, because it becomes a little bit messy once you start having a lot of projects. Oh, that was a spoiler for later.
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. You can't get the staff. You just can't get the staff.
So, but I guess for this is okay. You don't have that many projects yet, so it's okay. We can keep it like it is. It shows. I really like it how it looks like. I really want to click on these things, and this is something I will talk about as well. So, one thing I noticed, because everyone is always like shy about their research and sketches because they don't look, I mean, they don't look that polished or whatever or cool. But actually, this is the stuff that art directors or recruiters are looking for. Also, of course, like your final product, your final illustration, which is looking super awesome, by the way. But how did you get there? How did you get? What research went before ending up? Or is this just a random image that you just randomly created without doing research? Because the things like when doing professional work, and you know that, because I'm pretty sure you already are doing some professional work, it's also important that you show different options to your client or to your art director, or I don't know, to anyone that you're working for. So yeah, show research sketches, especially when you want to start doing more concept artwork, because concept art, it's not about like the beautiful renders anymore that you're doing. It's all about like the research itself, where you explore different silhouettes, different compositions, different lighting settings. So yeah, don't be afraid of showing your awesome research.
And I think something else I'll say is, like, if you look at portfolios for people that work for studios like Riot, they do show all of those like iterations on their posts. Like, I'm thinking more characters. I haven't seen much environment concepts, but characters especially, they show all of those iterations, all of the like 10 different character styles or even more.
Yeah, true. That's concept art in general. I mean, concept art is just exploring and going back and forth, and until you come up with a character that works or an environment that works in the game. So yeah, here, amazing. I really like this. Maybe what we could do is maybe work a little bit on your presentation, but I guess for these are fine. Airship lidar 3D mesh. Yeah, that's also another thing. Unless you really want to become a 3D artist as well, like a generalist or a game artist, I think at that point it's important to show your 3D skills. But when you are a concept art, it's useful as long as it helps to speed up your process. But overall, I think it's interesting to show that you can do it, but I would rather have you showing more lighting options or more ideations rather than your technical skill sets. This is something that you can put on your CV, and see if the art director or the recruiter is asking for that. You can show some samples that you can work with that. Yeah, other than this, that's cool. See, this one. This is awesome. I see that you're showing your research sketches. That's exactly what I was trying to say earlier. That's amazing. But when doing the color sketches, yeah, use this phase, this step, as an opportunity to also do your lighting research. Because what you want to do with all the research before, you want to solve almost all the problems ahead. Because what can happen is like the client, because now you only give one option with just slightly differences in your colors, but these are very easy fixes that you can also do like later on once your image is polished. Because if you only show one option, then the client will pick this one, and then later on they will maybe find out that for this one it's another water scene, but I mean maybe for another one they will notice, or they will suddenly realize that the lighting might not work, so you might have to redo a lot of things. And you also want to avoid going back and forth with your final work. So yeah, use this one as one of your as an opportunity to also explore the lighting and to propose those, which is, by the way, super important for an environment artist as well. It's not only showing showing your environment skills, like your feeling of depth skills or whatever. It's also like your lighting, because these are also very important when doing these, especially when you start working in video games, because you want to pass these also on to the lighting artists, because they will use this, or they might use this as a reference for the lighting, in-game lighting as well. But yeah, overall, man, to be honest, I think you are definitely on the right track of getting there. But if you want to get more concept art jobs, I would also focus on more prop designs, because depending on the size of the team and the size of the or the company, the chances that you will also have to do prop designs is very huge. So if you can show that as well, that you can also do those, great. You already cover your background skills, so you show that you can do that. Yeah, I think that's the only thing. Maybe you also mentioned like that you want to work for a studio like Riot Games. Like, let's say I just name a project like League of Legends, for example. If you want to work on that project, you also have to do like level design. Well, not level design, but more like level concept designs. So maybe experiment with like real in-game environments, and using that camera that they're using in the game.
Yeah. I was about to mention, like, if you have a studio in mind, like Riot, for example, then getting some fan art on there is not a bad idea either, like fan concepts and stuff. A lot of people do that for characters. They come up with their own League characters and post it on their portfolios and stuff like that, because they can see you can do their style and
yep.
You already know their workflow, then it's going to help you a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So I would definitely include those if you get the time, if you get the free time to work on personal projects. Yeah, focus on those kind of things, like those concept arts. But yeah, I don't know if I've got any more things to say, to be honest.
I've already checked to see if their email is in their about section, and it is.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I checked it earlier.
Yeah. So, and if you're also open for freelance, exactly these kind of things.
Yeah. Oops. That's weird. Screen's gone off.
Hello, I'm not sure if you're still there.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hello.
We're back here.
Yeah, that was strange. But yeah, having that you're open for freelance and open for contract work and all of that stuff is good to have on there. But I think unless you have any questions, Errol, we might have to move on to someone else. If that's okay with you guys.
Yeah. Keep up, Errol. Amazing work. Yeah, I love it. Keep doing what you're doing, for sure. All right, next one, Louis Gibson.
Yeah. So
cool.
I have.
Yeah.
I didn't have much written down for Lewis because I don't think he really said much, but he's just looking to get a well-rounded portfolio to get like a junior or an intern position at a studio somewhere. But if you're here, Lewis, then say hi in the chat. If not, then I'll get in contact with you later. But
all right, cool. Yeah. So, okay, assuming that you want to use your ArtStation as a professional portfolio to get that potential junior gig, let's see what we can do to pimp this one up a little bit. You're using one of your work as a cover image, which is awesome. So if this is the work that you're the most proud of, definitely keep it. Otherwise, I would say use always the one that you really want to show to the world. But yeah, this one is looking amazing, so it's a good catch. Your profile picture, I really like. I didn't know horses could draw or unicorns. That's awesome. The cool thing is for your portfolio, as I mentioned earlier, it's a good idea to actually use a real photo of yourself.
I think he's actually just updated it. I bet if you refresh the page, it's updated.
Ah, yeah, is it? Nice. Cool. All right, cool. There you go. Yeah. Hi, Louis. Yeah, cool. Now I know who I'm talking to. So yeah, exactly this. That's awesome. All right, cool. Junior concept artist. Okay, so you want to get a job as a concept artist. All right, so just telling from the thumbnails, I personally, I know you probably don't have much work to show yet, but it's important that you only show the work that is relevant for that job position, So like things like studies, even though these are cool to show to the community, if you really want, you can keep doing that, but maybe consider creating a separate ArtStation for that and remove all the studies from your professional one, or at least create a folder, or I don't know how you would call that one in ArtStation. Maybe they call the project. Create like a separate project and place all your studies there. Have a dedicated place where you can all drop all those things over there. So I will do that. The thumbnails, as mentioned earlier, consistency is super important. So here you use the left corner to use the icon or the logo of the game or personal project. If you do that, be sure to also do that with the others. But I strongly suggest to do something similar like this. Keep it centered in the middle here, because it helps with that consistency. All right. What else? What I said earlier, it's cool that you show the community or potential studios that you're also trying out 3D. But it depends, because the chances that you will get to do 3D work, especially as a junior concept artist, are very small. So unless you use that as a backdrop, as a blockout for your illustration work, that's fine, but then show the illustration itself. So I would say personally keep it there, but once you start having more work and you're starting to do more 3D work, try to also consider creating a separate folder for the 3D part.
Yeah. You just said that you made a folder for just illustrative work, but it defaults to all, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, okay, at the top there.
Okay. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, you don't have that much of work yet, so I think for now what we can do, you can create just one project and drop all the things there. Keeps it also very organized in a way. And maybe create a little thumb, I don't know, a title saying 3D. research. I don't know. Let's see. All right, cool. So we got illustration work, very cool. Here, to come back to to Errol's work, when doing the color sketches, also use this opportunity to also like doing some lighting studies, because in the end these are just all the same illustrations, you know. One is a night scene and the other one is daylight, I assume, overcast daylight. But try to experiment a little bit with the direction of the light or whatever. That would be super awesome as well if you can show these. Composition sketches, show those as well. Also, like even if it's personal work, doing more sketches beforehand also improves your final illustration. I remember like back in the days when I started off drawing, I started immediately into a drawing and I pushed that one to final. And it's actually once I started doing like more professional work that I had to do like composition sketches that I realized that the end results were always much better in my professional work than my personal one. And that usually has to do because of the research I did beforehand.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah.
Something I just wanted to throw out about the previous picture with the tiger. I would probably put that time lapse at the end of the post instead of like the second one.
This one, yeah.
Yeah, just because it kind of I don't know, it kind of stands out quite a lot, and it takes a lot of attention from like the other sketches that you've done below. And when I've looked at other portfolios, people have put those videos like at the bottom of the list because you already know what the final process is, and all of the sketches that are in that time lapse should really be their own pictures on there anyway. But that's just my thoughts. I don't know what you think about it, Joris, but
no, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good tip. I just wonder what this is. Initial sketch. I don't see many differences between these, except that these are a little bit more rendered. But I think we can remove this one, the initial sketch. Maybe if you get some time, use this one and experiment a little bit more. Even though you already have your final, that's fine. But just to let's say like to improve your portfolio, to get that research, experiment with these. A little bit more, show different lighting options, and maybe you'll stumble upon an option that you like more and you'll apply that one in your new final image. Yeah, cool. Yeah, these are super cool, like art surface concepts. Exactly. Keep doing what you're doing here. You're doing your silhouette research. Yeah, this is super awesome.
Yeah,
of course, yeah, super cool. Yeah, show these. This is definitely what you will have to do once you start working as a concept artist. Maybe next time, challenge yourself a little. What I want to say with that one is, of course, this is already challenging. But once you start doing concept art, now you can just come up with random shapes, and it looks super cool and techy and futuristic. But yeah, when you have to do concept art, you kind of have to design these shapes based on a brief or a certain shape language that you will have to work with. So I don't know, maybe this could be like a futuristic flying coffee bar or something like that. How would the silhouette look like? You know, what silhouette could work for a flying coffee bar? You know, like challenge yourself, give yourself a little challenge. It shows that you can do that you can work with those futuristic shapes, but yeah, like part of the research, because once you start doing concept art, that's really challenging. So yeah, cool. Yep, cool character. I really like the presentation in this one. You're doing call-outs. This is definitely something that you also have to do once doing professional work. That's really awesome. Here as well, you're showing different options for the mechanical arm. pretty cool. Here as well, maybe use this one also as an opportunity to do some color variations, or to try to play with different what's that, color pattern, even if it's like gray, or even if it's just brown, green, and white. Try different options. Maybe a white, maybe a green shirt instead of a green vest. Try to experiment with those, because now I really have to search for the differences in some. But yeah, very cool. I don't know. Adding a background to a concept art, I'm not really sure if that's something that you should do. It's either you create an illustration or you do a concept art. Once you start doing concept art, you won't have the time, first of all, to have a background. But honestly, it's also not really adding to your design. It can be distracting, because you really want to focus on design rather than creating a beautiful illustration. So yeah, that's that one. Very cool. 3D covered. Yeah, you're trying to experiment. That's cool here. You're showing different options here for the lighting in 3D. These are cool.
Yeah, we touched on 3D before a little bit. Yeah, a lot of your stuff is like fantasy, and then you've got some sci-fi sprinkled in there. So I don't know, maybe it's worth kind of picking one, or do you think it's okay to have a variety on there?
I think it depends on what you want to do and want to become. If you want to become a freelancer, yeah, focus on one thing. But if you aim to get a job in a studio, like let's say in a mobile game studio, having variety in work is a bonus, is a plus, because they work on many different projects most of the time with many different art styles. So if they hire people, they want to make sure that these artists can also work on other projects. Let's say, because what happens a lot in the mobile game industry or in the mobile game studio is they do a lot of R&D, and that project gets cancelled and they moved on if the numbers are not proven. Let's say, like, if the project is not going to make money, then they're going to cancel that project, and then you will have to be moved on to another project. So that's a good question. I was thinking exactly the same thing. Should you focus on fantasy? I think as long you're in the beginning of your career, have fun with what you're doing. Try to discover yourself. Use everything as an opportunity to just to explore and grow. Because you might find yourself doing something totally different in the future. Maybe now fantasy is your thing, but maybe in the future you end up doing, I don't know, sci-fi. Who knows?
They just said their main goal is studio work currently. So yeah, showing that range is always it's a good idea.
All right, cool. Some cool trolls. I love Norse mythology and stuff. So this is my cup of tea. I love these things. For concept art, great research here. You number your options. Keep doing that. That's amazing. Maybe also number your silhouette researches here. Yeah, cool. Presentation. I like where you're going with these. So again, when using a background, this one is okay. It's because it's very, let's say, abstract. It's not too. How do you say that? It's not too. Damn.
It's not too detailed, or it's like
it's distracting. Wow.
Distracting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Friday, guys. Friday.
Yeah. Weekend's just around the corner.
Almost the weekend. It's cool. Maybe go a little bit brighter, or choose a lighting, because the danger is if you make the scene dark, I'm just afraid that this image won't become readable anymore for the 3D artist, because yeah, it will pass this on to a 3D artist. So every detail needs to be as clear as possible. So watch out with those. Yeah, that's looking great. Here as well, amazing work. Keep doing this.
This one is
Researches.
impressive. It goes into like stabilizer
Yeah.
functionality and all that stuff, like how it actually works.
Yeah, that's exactly what a concept artist. It's not his job to do that because it's not an engineer. But if you really can go into, I mean, it tells that you're really busy with the stuff that you're creating. That's cool. It makes the things believable. Because sometimes you see like designs and they look super badass, but then it's like, yeah, how is it gonna work, you know, in the game? And I see that a lot with armors. You know, you see like super cool when the image is static and it's a concept art or illustration. You can work with these massive shoulder plate armors. But once you start animating this, I mean, it's impossible. The guy cannot raise his arm or something without like having like the arm going like inside the head or something like that. But yeah, keep doing this. Is exactly the stuff that you might have to do as well. All right, the same call outs. Let's see from past year. Also make sure there's one test. If you don't like your work anymore, just remove it. Because especially in the beginning when you are when you just start off, when you're more of a junior artist, the chances that you will get better fast are very high. You know, you will improve very fast, especially from the moment you start working with other artists, because you learn from them. So yeah, remove old work and keep all the new work there, all the great work.
I think on this portfolio, a great example of that is that the first post was posted 3 months ago, and the improvement between the first post, like anatomy and facial structure, compared to even the second post, is like, to me it seems night and day.
Yeah, I can tell, Luis, you're really you've got a lot of passion for your craft, and I'm pretty sure if you keep doing what you're doing, you'll get there. Maybe a small tip I can give: the chance when you start off as a junior artist, the chances that you will have to do actual character designs or even environment designs are very small. These are tend to like studios tend to leave these for more senior artists, because of course like characters are making the most of money in a game. So the how do you say, like the actual assets that you will get to work on are these more support assets, like for example props, which you already do with your weapons there. Maybe do a little bit more prop explorations there if you get the time. Include those. Maybe consider doing some icon designs, anything, basically any asset that can support UI in the game. These kind of things, like maybe the little gems that they use in mobile games, like the currency that they use. Focus on maybe like creating those in your free time and include those in your portfolio, because those are actually the assets that you will get to work on most likely. Yeah, let's see.
Right.
That's about it.
Yeah, they said they think it's time to do some pruning. They've got some projects in the works that can replace the old ones, so that's great.
Yeah, awesome.
But yeah, unless you have any other questions, Lewis, then we will move on. Thank you for submitting your portfolio. There's some lovely stuff on there.
Cool.
And best of luck.
So the next portfolio is Mooncolony.
Nice.
I've got a couple of things to say. Yeah. All right, cool. Next one, Laura. Okay.
Yeah.
Terrible with names again. Laura. I don't know how you pronounce that one in Spanish. So Laura. Laura Lopez.
Laura Lopez, I think.
Cool.
They are here. So hello, Laura.
Hey.
Let me throw your portfolio in the chat so people can take a look. There you go. But yeah, let's get going.
All right, cool. So, yeah, so from what I understood is you would like to pimp up your portfolio with the hope of getting more gigs. Yeah, sure. Let's see what we can do. All right. So again, as I said earlier, the first thing that we'll see is the main page. So for your cover photo, cover image. This is basically the work that you're selling towards studios. So I'm not sure if you're specialized in skeleton drawings. Unless you really want to get more job in those, keep those there. But I noticed that you get some a little personal cool project over here, which I really love. I would rather personally go because that's your strongest work. Personally, I think maybe you can do something similar to what you've done here. What I like here is like you use all the different characters with the what is that, like the tilted slash. So maybe use this one here in your cover image. That will make it look already like super professional. I'm not sure. I think there are like a lot of artists doing this. Even I did it like back in a while back.
Yeah.
Also, it gives like already like a view of all the work that you do. All right. Your photo. Yeah.
I was going to say I have one thing to say, and that's that you don't have an email address on your portfolio. So.
Damn. That's a shame.
Yeah, I know I've had some people say that they like getting messages through LinkedIn for their work, but you can get a lot of spam that way. I know you can get a lot of spam through emails, but it's like that extra step that people might take, like real actual clients might take. So worth having on there.
Alrighty. All right, cool. So yeah, email important. I'm not sure if I had my email there.
Oh, gone again.
Okay, yeah, you were gone again.
There we go. That's strange.
Right, welcome back. Yeah, profile picture. If you can add a real photo, that's a plus. That's cool. Concept artist and illustrator. I see that you're doing both. Although the majority of your work is character work, or the only thing is character work. So maybe add something like character concept artist and illustrator. Like trying to be more specific of what you do and your specializations. That's awesome. All right, thumbnails. You probably just started off and you don't have much work. I understand that. Again, if you can create a separate folder for your studies, create one. Keep those separate from your professional work, because even though this is super interesting to look at, this is not really something that the art directors or recruiters are searching for. Keep these in separate folder. Although I see, even if we put all of these in a separate folder, you've got your personal, which I want to go to. It's looking really fantastic. I really love the presentation of this one. These characters are looking really awesome. I love the style of these, the render style. Everything's looking very well. Yeah, why not using this to create separate projects? Even though it's the same project, but you can create like let's say like maybe one folder for each character with all the research included, and that already gives you the opportunity to actually show more professional work. Which is super. I personally would do that. Great research here, amazing. Bam, this is awesome. Really cool work. Same here.
You can almost tell what character you liked designing the most. I could be wrong, but you look in like the Dahlia design process. There's so many variants, and then you go to Buttercup. I think is the one you're looking at, the character there, and there's like no design variations or anything for that character. So it'd be nice to see the variants for each one. In my opinion.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. If you get time, do what you did over here with the research. You can do that for all the characters. Maybe you already have those. Maybe you're like too shy to show them, but yeah, still show them. Maybe improve them a little bit and add them there. Yeah, these man, I love these ones. I'm not gonna lie. I love VFX overall. These are great. I really love the stylized shapes that you're doing here. Yeah, you're super talented. I'm not gonna lie. You're talented in these. Why not creating a separate folder for VFX? Because it's very difficult to find very good concept artists that can do VFX designs as well, that come along with their characters. So that's definitely a plus, that you can also show this to your clients or a potential new employer. Yeah, awesome work here. So yeah, if you can create separate projects for each, that's cool. I really like the title here, Little Forest, super cool. Yeah, don't show double work. I've seen this one here already. Yeah, I know that you're gonna create a separate one for that character, so it's gonna replace that one. Let's see what else. Which one? This is actually cool. Style exploration. That's awesome. Yeah, with this one, I like it overall. I really love the research that you did for this character, although the presentation is a little bit shy compared to your newer work. If you've got the time, maybe do something similar for this one, because yeah, selling your artwork is also very important, I think. Instead of just throwing it on a white sheet, maybe you work with a very interesting, I don't know, background. Yeah, cool effects here. Maybe you can create as I said earlier, you can throw that one in your VFX folder, VFX concept folder. Yeah.
Yeah, I love seeing those VFX. They look so cool.
Yeah. Oh man, sometimes I'm so jealous of those people that can create these cool VFXs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it, to be honest. Yeah, really nice work here. We were these characters. I want to see more. I want to see these.
Maybe they're coming out. Maybe they're coming out later.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, it's a smart. How do you call that? Like a smart idea to keep people warm. You know, to keep the interest. You know, in your work. That's cool.
Yeah.
Really cool work. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing with those. You're going to the right direction. Oh, mature contents. Let's see. Oh.
It's very mature content. Oh, that's mature content.
That's how she looks like after.
Yeah.
But where's the rose?
Oh yeah.
Eye for detail. Cool. All right. Yeah. Cool work overall. Keep doing what you're doing, and yeah.
Oh, well, I hope that helped out, Laura. If you have any questions, then fire away. But if not, then we'll move over to our final portfolio for today. So let's.
All right, Jaden, I'll let you pronounce the name, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fail here.
So I'm gonna guess it's Ilyan Svetnov. But in Discord, I know he's Bastrix. So, oh yeah, they're in the chat as well. How did I do? rank my pronunciation. It's gonna be bad.
Is it Ian or Lian?
Butcher it as you like. Ilyan? Lian? I don't know. All right, Butcher. We call you Butcher then.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that you? All right. Butcher.
Yeah. We'll call him Butcher.
All right, Butcher. All right. So you want to butcher, eh? All right. Let me butcher your work. No. Yeah. Cool. Let me see. What do you want to do with your portfolio? All right. You want to develop your own personal style, I think.
Yeah.
Do you get a little recap, maybe?
They said that their portfolio currently they feel is too confusing, and would just like a bit more direction and some advice on sort of how to go about choosing a style.
Yeah, that's it's a difficult one. Again, I think it really kind of depends on what you want to do. To be honest, if you want to make a career as a freelancer, then it's very important you develop your style. Also, the theme that the thematic that you're working with. But to come back to what I said earlier, is that if you want to make more chance in getting a full-time job in let's say a mobile game studio, then being versatile is definitely a plus, and that's what I see over here. That's something to consider. What can you do, it kind of depends. It's a very tough question. I always believe in doing the things that you like to do the most at that very moment, because in the end it's your passion that gets you that job. If you start doing stuff that you don't like to do, most likely you won't keep doing that for a long time. Also, if you don't want to do any, because I see here you get more cartoon work. These are still stylized, but the style is different. If you don't want to do that thing, if you don't want to do that style, just remove it out. Remove it from your portfolio. Keep it out, because there will be a chance that you will get job related to this style. That's the only advice I actually can give in developing your style. I think style also comes over time. I don't know for how long you've been drawing. I have no idea, but those things come over time. But maybe even though if you want to become a freelance artist or get a job full time, I think your portfolio is still important. To come back to what we said earlier, be sure to use a cover photo, a cover image that fits with the style that you want to do, that you want to sell, because this is the cover of your book, basically. Also, I see that you have done some cool professional work here. I'm not sure if this was for the same project. It's probably your artwork for different projects. So, I don't know what that means for different projects. Maybe add the logo of the studio there, so it shows that is your professional work. Or maybe keep your UI assets separate from actual illustration work, because that's also a thing. Like, if you get like if you want to increase your chances of getting hired in the studio, showing directly your different skill sets in your main page is definitely a plus, so that the art directors don't have to search for. Because if I see this doesn't say UI assets, for example, somehow it would be cool if you can mention or create a separate folder saying UI assets, and then maybe create separate folders for cartoon work, and then others for more stylized work. I don't know. Creating folders, separating all the different work from each other helps organizing your portfolio and make it more readable and less cluttered. All right. Cool. I really love these. I've got some Dark Soul vibes for some reason,
yeah.
Very cool, creepy stuff. I like it. I really love it. Some cool researches here. Some nice. Meets Elden Ring. See, Dark Souls, Elden Ring, the same thing. It rhymes. All right, cool. So this is, I guess, is it an illustration or concept artwork? I telling from the final results, it's more of an illustration. Maybe showing different composition sketches, trying those out before actually jumping into a personal illustration. Showing colors, like lighting and color sketches, is also a big plus. If you want to use this as a concept art, which I see here, this is more like a research concept art slides. Maybe also explore some back views of the character, maybe some different weapon designs that comes with the character. I like the way you explored here, some different faces. Yeah, here in this one as well. I kind of like the very graphical look, very very artistic.
Yeah.
Watch out if you want to do that. Watch out, because that means that you're, and that's maybe it's part of your maybe that's part of your journey of discovering yourself as an artist and your art style. But make sure that you do more of this work, because this is very specific. This is a super niche art style. It's super cool though. I like it. Get this detail. Very nice. Yeah, maybe showing some composition sketches for this one as well. Wow.
That was one of the submissions for the Food Frenzy competition that we did.
Ah, cool. Awesome. Yeah. It's actually pretty cool. I love this one. Yeah, creepy stuff. I see you're developing your own thing over there. So I guess I assume that you want to become more of an illustrator, and you hope that other studios are hiring you to do, that Leon stuff. So keep doing what you're doing if that's your passion. And this is super nice. This gave me a nightmare yesterday. I was actually dreaming about this, so that's a cool thing. Wow. Yeah, really cool work. But yeah, that's about it. When it comes to like developing your own art style, there's unfortunately not really a shortcut. It is something that comes over time. And the more personal work you do, the more passion you get for a certain thematic, the closer you get there. And even those people that develop their own personal style, they still change over time. Still that they still say for, I don't know, like it still can change. So bear that in mind.
Yeah. One thing that I'll say, because obviously Emra isn't here, but some of your like oldest work is sort of six years ago on here, and I'm like 99.9% sure that your work has improved since 6 years ago. So it might be worth going through and getting rid of some of that older work and replacing it with some newer stuff that is a bit more. It might be a bit more your current style, or the style that you're more interested in progressing.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, consider like removing old work. Yeah. Cool work. Yeah. Is the email there about?
The email, I think, is there. Yeah, the email's there. There's a little summary, which is 1 year illustrator for a small company that you wouldn't Google anyway. Very nice. But yeah, all the info's
keep doing what you're doing. Look up to other artists, more seniors. Let's see what they're doing. Don't be afraid of asking them questions on how they got there. Then we can maybe give some tips as well. Also, like if you want to improve, or if you want to get like certain critiques on your work, we got the art critique sessions as well.
Yeah, we do. We've got one of those coming up in a couple of weeks. So,
and we got the Lunar Academy as well.
Yeah, that's true. The
if you really want to learn from the best,
yeah. Submissions for that have closed this year, but it'll be around again, I'm sure. We got loads of interest in that, so that's good. Or just take part in the Mooncolony competitions as well. I know you did the Food Frenzy one, but we try and give as much feedback when those are over as we can. But you've got some nice stuff on there.
I personally love your latest work, this kind of stuff. Beautiful renders as well. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. It's like super awesome. I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, cool. I think that's everyone, and we've finished a little bit early, but that's okay. I have some things to talk about anyway. So I'm more than happy for you to shoot off. I know you're a busy man, and it's the weekend, so.
It was a pleasure, and thanks for having me, man.
Thanks for taking some time to give some feedback. It's always appreciated,
and I hope I helped you guys a little bit.
I'm sure everyone found it really helpful. Even the people who don't get their portfolios critiqued, like sometimes I'll get messages being like, "Oh, that was really good anyway. Like it wasn't even my portfolio." I'm like, well, that's nice.
Alrighty, awesome.
But yeah, thanks a lot, Joris, and I'll speak to you soon. I'll let you shoot
Yeah.
off. But
until the next time.
Yeah. Cool. Bye, man.
Right.
Bye.
See ya. Yo.
So I'm going to come on here now. Hello. So I just have a couple things that I want to talk about at the end of this. So just a reminder to everyone, I will remind you all about our Mooncolony competition once again. Let me swap over to the lovely mood board and illustration that we've got here. So don't forget, we have our Mooncolony art competition, the Enchanted Forest theme, sponsored by Clip Studio Paint. Here is a lovely little mood board to help you get inspired. If you haven't started your entry already and you're interested, then check out the Discord. We've got a full brief on there with prizes of Clip Studio Paint codes. They give you access to Clip Studio Paint for 2 years. It's a dual device license, so that's great. And we've also got some game vouchers as well. So if you win, if you come first place, you'll get a £50 game voucher you to spend on a store of your choice, like Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever we can do. So definitely worth looking into that. Even if you don't use Clip Studio, you're definitely worth entering. The deadline for that is 11:59 p.m. BST on Sunday, the 10th of September. So there's still plenty of time for you to create a nice illustration there. And that's the reminder for the competition. But I just want to thank everyone again for submitting their portfolios and for Joris for taking the time out of his day to look over everyone's work. It was really lovely. And if you didn't get your portfolio reviewed this time, I'm sorry. We only have a limited amount of time in the day, but you can always resubmit next time, and hopefully we'll get around to you. But after this event, I'm going to hop into the Discord and play a little bit of Gartic Phone. So for those of you who've played Gartic Phone before, you'll know what that is. Everyone else, it's a fun little drawing game where you make prompts for each other and draw little images. So come along, join the Discord, hop into the voice chat, and come play that with us. That'll be great. Next week on stream, we've got Alex A back. He's going to be doing like a figure and bust study, and then because it's August, we're bringing Melissa in to do a Smaugust piece for us. So that'll probably be a multi-part piece. We'll do multiple streams for that. But come along, it'll be great. If you need a reminder, it's all in the events tab on Discord. So come along. But it was lovely to have you all here, and I won't keep you any longer. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you next time. So, bye everyone.